Good morning, everyone. It's Christine Ludwig from Christine's Stamping Spot. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in St. Albert, Alberta. And welcome today. Let me know if you're able to tune in today. Say hi in the comments and let me know where you're from. Hopefully some of you are able to watch live or possibly on the replay, but welcome. I'm glad you're able to take some time out of your day today to join me. So, yes, it is snowing here today. Our first snowfall officially, which is staying on the ground. Wasn't snowing, I don't think. My husband was saying, I think around 7 or so, 7:30. I'm not quite sure. It wasn't snowing yet. And then it just magically started to appear. So the good news is, though, apparently we are supposed to get in plus temperatures this weekend, so it may not stay. So let's hope that is the case. Just a little bit too early for me. I'm okay with it around, start of December is good enough. So I'm just going to take a quick peek here to see. Just need to refresh my computer. Just want to see that I'm live, and I am, so that's good. Hopefully you can see that. So with this snow, it kind of puts us a little bit in the Christmas mood, doesn't it? It is November, so I think I am going to probably focus most of the projects November, December, good morning, Marlene, around Christmas, whether it's cards or packaging or tags or whatever. I think we'll sort of start to focus on some of the Christmas offerings that we have. We have so many, and sometimes I know it's just not enough time to show everybody what we have. So today I do have a Christmas card project that we are going to do. So let me just turn my camera around and close your eyes for a second. And hopefully you'll be able to see that. And see my hands. So, okay, let's get started and see. Okay, yes. Did everybody see the snow when you got up this morning, or was it snowing in your area? If you're tuning in from out of Alberta, how is your weather? You're probably still enjoying really, really nice fall weather, I bet. Okay. Hope I'm not frozen on here. No, I think we're good. Okay. Still kind of new to this whole Facebook Live thing, so I'm always trying to check that things seem to be working. All right, so today we are going to take a look at this oh my gosh, I always want to call it Holly Jolly, but it's actually Jolly Holly. Jolly Holly bundle. So some really great greeting stamps in here, and you also get these great dies, which are fun. So you have this really big die, which I'm going to show you what this is for, because you're probably thinking, what is that? I have some photopolymer stamps and some really nice little accent dies. These are really, really handy because they layer within each other, okay? So you can layer your greetings or, images, whatever. So I'm just going to take these out to show you. I'm just going to show you a couple things that we've used today, and we are going to use this. So I will show you that. And it also comes with a hybrid embossing folder. This is the Jolly Holly hybrid embossing folder. So when you purchase this bundle, you get the stamp set, and then the dies and the hybrid embossing folder come together. So I don't know if a lot of you have used the hybrid embossing folders. They're a little bit thicker, and they can just emboss by themselves, dry emboss like we've done before on paper, Or the reason they're called hybrid is because you can also cut and emboss at the same time, which is actually what is going to happen with our project today. Okay, so this was inspired by Robin Daus, I believe. I saw this on, I think it was Pinterest, and it was a very really neutral pattern. So I'm going to show you what it looks like, the project. And I believe her website or her blog is Stamp with Dr. Robin at blogspot.com. Okay, so this is our project. I love this because it's very monochromatic. So, and I love vanilla and gold together. I think it just looks super elegant. And I believe I did a gold and vanilla project last Christmas, and I just really, really liked it. It was something with Noel on it. But I thought this is quite simple, but it's just so lovely, I think. I don't know what you think, if it's your cup of tea, but sometimes monochromatic can be really beautiful. I mean, our colored cardstock is great too, but sometimes just leaning to our simple, basic cardstock is really effective as well. Okay, so I'm going to show you how this was put together. So let me get out a piece of cardstock. So we're starting with a piece of Very Vanilla. So this is our usual base, 8.5 by 5.5, scored in half. Okay, and then this is where the embossing comes in. So I'm going to just show you how this is done. So you're going to open up your embossing folder, and you're going to put in this die. Okay, now I put it in on the side that has the Stampin' Up! Logo on it, and you turn it with the cut side up. And I'll just let me see that I have this the right way. I think it goes like this. Yes. So if you just sort of play around with it a little bit, it should just kind of pop into place. And if it doesn't, no worries. You can just sort of maneuver it around. So I don't know if you can see, but what it's doing is it's outlining all of these holly leaves here on this embossing folder. So I just felt it kind of fall into place around the grooves here. And then I've cut another piece of Very Vanilla, also at 5.5 by 4.25. And I'm going to put this on top. So you see this line down here. This is sort of our guide to keep our paper straight. So I'm just going to line this cardstock on that line, okay, in that folder. And it's not going to cover all of it, but that's okay. I'm going to close it, and when you turn it over, can you see how this die has outlined all of these holly leaves, right? So now you're going to run it through your embossing machine using the emboss plate. Okay, that I think might be a separate purchase, but it's very, very handy when you're doing 3D embossing folders or these hybrid folders. Okay, so you're going to run that through your die cut machine, and when it comes out, it's going to come out like this. And the way this particular die is designed, you've got little pieces here that pop up out of the paper. Now you don't have to have them pop up. You can just lay it flat. Or you can just pop up a couple of them just to give you something a little bit different. Is that not just so cool? I just really like this folder. Yeah, it is lovely, Marlene. Okay, so now I'm just going to set this aside for a second. We're not going to put it on just yet because we want to do this joy piece in the center. So for that, there's also the die, the joy die in that Jolly Holly set. So it just looks like this, joy. So what you're going to do is you're going to have a piece of our gold foil sheet, and you're going to use the largest of those 2 rectangle dies that are in the dies, okay? So the smaller one you would use to cut out the vanilla rectangle here, okay, which would look like, I think I have one cut out, like this. Okay, so this is going to be the vanilla one, so we'll set that aside. Now for the gold one, you're going to use the larger die, okay, put it around the edge, and then you're going to put the joy right in the center, and you're going to run these through at the same time. And that's fine because the joy that's going to get punched out is going to get covered. So it's a way of saving some of your gold foil too, right? Getting it to go a little bit further for you. So when you run this through your die cut machine, it's going to come out looking like this. Okay, so your joy words are going to pop out and you're going to have this left. Now, like I said, this is fine because what we're going to do is we're going to put our vanilla rectangle on top so nobody sees that. Okay, so let's put this vanilla on top. And oops, whatever adhesive you want. I'm just using our Stamp and Seal. Okay, so that's going to go on there. And then you're going to cut a separate joy out of a scrap piece of vanilla. So you're going to end up having 2 of the joy words. Okay, so what we're going to do here, I don't know if you can tell here, but you see how they're a little bit offset. So you see a little bit of that gold popping through underneath. Okay, so we are going to do that. So I am going to just put a little bit of liquid glue on the back, just a little, because you don't want it seeping all over the place. I hope you can see this. I'll just move this up a little. I guess you could use an adhesive sheet on here too if you wanted. That would have been a smart idea too. I didn't think of that at the time when I put this together initially. But adhesive sheets, I love them. I love them for our detailed dies because they just don't leave a gluey mess if you accidentally add too much glue, right? Okay, so then what we're going to do is we're just going to gently offset this a little bit to the right of the joy, the gold one. So you'll see a teeny bit of that gold popping through, and you can adjust it. When you use the glue, you have a teeny bit of wiggle room to reposition things, and it'll look something like that. Do you see that gold shining through there? Ah, so pretty, so pretty. And then we're going to attach all of it into the center. Okay, so I'm going to add some more of that glue on the back. How many of you like gold foil on your Christmas cards? I think it's a nice thing for the holidays, isn't it? Okay, so let's try to grab this without getting too much glue on my fingers. All right, I'm going to just position this in the center, okay? Just like that. All right. Okay, so do you see that gold just sort of peeking through there? Okay, so while that is I'm just going to give that a second to dry, and then we're going to emboss some little gold bells here, okay? So in the stamp set, you have the stamp, the bells, right here, and we're just going to stamp those on Versamark, with the Versamark, sorry, our glycerin pad. So I'm using my embossing buddy just to cut down on any static or anything like that. And I'm just going to do 2 bells. Okay, so I'm going to stamp 1, and you can't really see it, but the magic will start to happen shortly. This is always a technique that new stampers just are so amazed by, right? And it's definitely fun. And we seem to just do it more at Christmas than any time of year. I don't know why that is, but it is. Okay. Hi, Kathleen. So let's add some of that gold embossing powder on here. If you wanted to do this in silver instead of gold, you could definitely do that too. And maybe not vanilla. Maybe you want to use a different color palette. I know I love like a navy and a silver together is beautiful. So that might be nice too. So I'm just going to make a bit of noise. Oh, is this plugged in? No. Ah. Let me do that. That might help. Okay, beautiful gold bells, right? And I'm just looking at the stamp set. There are some other images you could use, like there's holly berries here, or holly leaves with berries. There's this little floral one. There's some sort of branches there. And I mean, you could even emboss other images too, or just holly and jolly, or, you know, you could emboss these in gold if you didn't want to do the joy. You know, you could just emboss straight with the gold as well. So there's a lot of options you can do here. Okay, so then there is a die for those bells, and I have them here. Okay, so we're going to attach those in a minute. Okay, so now what we're going to do with this embossed piece, wow, this cut really close here. So we have to be careful that doesn't break off. Okay, so what you're going to do now is you're going to take a look at this, and let me just see how I did my other one. I think maybe we'll turn it this way. So what we're going to do is we're just going to gently lift up some of these and try to fit our joy inside some of these holly leaves. Okay, I just want to do this, you know, just sort of check it out before I actually adhere it down. Just a little bit of fiddling. Now you don't have to do this. If you just want to lay it straight on top, you can do that too. Might have to tack that down. So something like this, right? You want it just to center, just sort of get an eyeball of where you would like it to go. Okay, and then I am going to put a bit of adhesive on the back. And try to get this in. This is the trickiest part, right? But like I say, you don't have to do this, but I think it just adds a little bit. It kind of raises some of these holly leaves here. And try not to break them, but just sort of sneak them over top and try to make sure that's fairly straight. How does that look? So, oops, this one I think I'm going to have to stick down. Okay, so I'm pretty happy with how that looks. Does that look fairly straight to you guys? I think it's not too bad. Okay, so now what we're going to do is add some adhesive on the back here. So we're going to, for sure, tack that one down. Hopefully I didn't just break it off. And, you know, just around the edges is fine. Just be a little bit careful because these are a little bit loose. So maybe liquid glue might be a better adhesive to use around here. should hold. Okay, so you're going to bring back your base. Make sure the bottom opens at the bottom. Yeah, liquid glue might be a better adhesive for this because it's so delicate, this dye. Okay, then you're just going to line it up. It's going to cover the entire front of your base. Okay, so you can just sort of wiggle that around a little and just give it a gentle press around the edges. Okay, something like that. And that looks good. Now you can still sort of lift some of these other ones up if you want. Hopefully that one stayed down. So yeah, if you wanted to lift up a couple more, you could just give them a gentle pull. Okay, but you see that joy in these ones sort of framing that. Okay, and then we can add our bells, and I'm going to pop those up with a dimensional. And we'll put one right here at the top. Seems really high. Oh, okay. A little bit higher, but that's okay. And this one, I'm going to put towards the bottom. You know what? I'm going to move this one because it's sitting a little bit high because of how we pulled that over. So I'm just going to put it a little bit lower so it doesn't sit quite so high. I like that. And there you go. What do you guys think of that? Something a little bit different, hey? I kind of love the monochromatic. Do you guys like the monochromatic? The vanilla and the gold, very simple color palette. You could even do it, I suppose, with white if you didn't have the vanilla or want to use the vanilla. You could just experiment, even with colored cardstock, right? It doesn't have to be just our neutrals or anything like that. So yeah, so what are you guys up to today? Are you just gonna hang out with a cup of tea or a cup of coffee? Let me get my camera here. I'm gonna switch it over again. There we are. All right. So yeah, I'm just staying inside today. I don't know about you guys. I'm just gonna stay inside, and I've got some prep work to do, and just maybe have a nice, finish my nice warm coffee here this morning. So I hope you like that project. I probably will not be live next Friday. I'm heading down to the Backstage Conference in Las Vegas, and we are flying home on Friday. So I might have a chance to just do a really quick check-in, but I won't be doing a project anyways next Friday. But if you see me popping up, you can always watch me live or on the replay if I have a chance to do that. So otherwise, we'll be back to normal programming the week after. So thank you for watching if you were able to tune in live today, or if you're watching the replay. And stay warm wherever you are. I know some of you are probably in a much warmer climate than we are today. But have a really wonderful weekend, and we will see you next time. Bye, everybody.